Daf Kuf Yud Aleph, sponsored Li'ilu Nishmas Binsa Basima. The Gemara discusses the law of the Mishnah, where he gives the stolen property, the thief gives the stolen property to one mishmar and the animal to another. The Gemara brings a brisa that discusses a machlokes of the Chachamim and Rabbi Yehuda. Now, Rabbi Yehuda holds that if the thief gave the animal to the first mishmar, the Gemara refers to it as Yehoyariv, and the stolen property to Yedaya, which is the mishmar that comes after, and it was given during the mishmar of Yehoyariv, then the stolen property returns to Yehoyariv because Yedaya should not have accepted the stolen property, not during their watch. He concedes that we find Yedaya only if the animal was not offered, so that by giving the theft back to Yehoyariv, they can bring the offering after receiving the stolen property. So they would bring things in their proper order. They would get the money of restitution, the theft as restitution, and after that they would bring the carbon. However, if the animal was offered so that the thief has to bring a new offering, then it goes to Yedaya. In other words, the animal would go to Yedaya, they would keep the money and get the animal. However, Yehoyariv can benefit from the hide of the disqualified sacrifice. In addition, Rabbi Yehuda holds that Yehoyariv can sue Yedaya for the theft. If, however, they waive their right until their mishmar ends, then Yedaya becomes entitled to the asham, since it cannot any longer be brought by the mishmar of Yehoyariv. So instead of Yehoyariv suing Yedaya, the animal goes to Yedaya and they bring it during their mishmar. Now, if they both waive the right to sue one another until their watches end, the situation reverts to the original law where the theft returns to Yehoyariv, who offers the asham during their next watch, which could be as much as 6 months later. The Chachamim, on the other hand, they hold the animal goes to Yedaya. Why? Because Yehoyariv should have accepted the animal to offer, should not have accepted the animal to offer before receiving the stolen property, since the restitution must come before the offering. The Gemara mentions a source that if the animal is offered before the restitution of the theft, the thief has to bring another sacrifice. The pasuk says, "Ha'asham hamushav lashem milvad el hakipurim." The term milvad, aside from, indicates the theft is first. Although we find the term milvad olas haboker meaning just the opposite, telling us that nothing comes before the tamid shel shachar, and that is supported by the verse that says v'arach aleha ha'olah, with the definite article indicating that the olah is first. Still in all, the main limud is from the future tense used in the verse asher yechaper bo. Yechaper is future, which is indicating that the money came before the atonement, which is the carbon. The Gemara mentions also the source that if the offering was not brought or the principal is not paid, the thief did not fulfill his obligation, but if he did not pay the fifth, it does not prevent his atonement. Both in reference to the misappropriation of Hegdish and the payment of the theft for a thief that swore falsely and then admitted, it says Be'el ha'asham, which is interpreted as the ram after the restitution of the principal. In other words, Be'el, the el, which is the offering, is ha'asham. It comes after the asham, which is the principal. In the verse concerning misappropriation, the pasuk adds v'nislach lo. The same terminology, be'el ha'asham, v'nislach lo, indicating that those are the two primary elements of the atonement. the el, and the asham. But if the fifth was not paid, the chamishis was not paid, still it doesn't prevent the atonement. We apply this same idea to, because of the similar terminology used in reference to a theft, just like in the case of misappropriation, it just doesn't say v'nislach lo in the case of theft. So we apply that idea that the el ha'asham is primary in the atonement of the thief as well. Now we begin the 10th parak. The halacha in the Mishnah is as follows. If the children of the thief, or in fact any other person, consume the theft, or if the father left it to his children as an inheritance, they do not pay unless the father had real property that was lien to the theft. So in other words, if the children inherited real property, then the victim can collect from that property to pay for the theft. Rav Chizda qualifies this ruling that the victim cannot collect from the children only where the owner was misyayesh. However, if he was not misyayesh, he did not give up hope of getting his property back, then he can collect from either the thief or those who consumed it. Our Mishnah is referring to a case after Yush. The Gemara questions the status of an heir who inherits. Rami Bava Kama holds that an heir is like a purchaser. They are not responsible to return the stolen property because they acquired it through a shinu rishus and yeyush. Just like a lokeach, just like a purchaser. He acquires something from the thief, it's a shinu rishus. The same is true about his children as heirs. Unless it was items that yesh behem achrayus, means what? According to Rabbi Bava Kama, significant things that people would see them and remember the father as a thief. In the honor of their father, they must return the theft even though they acquired it by way of yush and shinu rishus. Rava, on the other hand, holds differently. He holds an heir is not similar to a purchaser. In the Mishnah, they are not required to return the stolen property because they already consumed it. They are not responsible for something that they did not steal. However, if their father left them real property, the stolen property of the father is lien to the theft, and the victim can collect from them.